G'day, my name is Felix. Welcome to my little corner of the back rooms. Today we're checking out more Myosotis. Let's get into it. Let's load our game. You trail him across the campus, past the quiet streets, past people who can't see you. It doesn't matter. He can. When he finally reaches his dorm, he doesn't hesitate. He pushes the door open, steps inside, and lets it slam shut behind him. You step right through it, slipping inside as if the walls meant nothing. Ethan moves like a man trying to stay in control, slow, deliberate. He doesn't look at you. He just shrugs off his coat, throws it onto the chair by his desk, and rubs a hand over his face like he can wipe away the weight pressing down on him. He doesn't deserve a moment of peace. You step forward and swipe at the nearest thing you can reach, a notebook, a pen, anything. It barely moves, just a weak shuffle across the desk. You grit your teeth, focus harder, shove at something else. A small plastic container tips over, a few coins scattering onto the surface. The effort drains you immediately, a sudden, sharp pull of energy from somewhere deep inside you. You feel it in your fingertips, in the static hum of your body. Ethan stops. Not a big reaction, not even much of one at all. You need to do something more. You grit your teeth and do it again. Another pen, a book shifting slightly on the desk, a water bottle knocked onto its side, rolling across the wood. You feel each action deep in your core, like pulling at invisible strings, like stretching something that doesn't want to bend. You know you've reached your limit tonight, but nonetheless your eyes flicker back up to Ethan's form, watching his reaction. Just like before, he ignores it. Nothing new. Strange. He doesn't even seem surprised that you can move objects. Yeah, that is strange. He steps past the desk and sits on the bed, staring blankly at the wall, at nothing, at anything but you. His posture stays stiff, too rigid, too controlled. But he doesn't speak. He won't. The worst part? You can't even touch him. You can't shake him. You can't make him feel the way he made you feel. No matter how much anger burns through you, he still has the power to ignore you. Ethan doesn't last long before exhaustion catches up to him. Unlike you, he still needs his rest. But he doesn't rest peacefully. Good, he shouldn't. At first, he's still, too still. His breathing is even, controlled. But it doesn't last. After a while, he starts to shift. He tosses once, then again. His body twisting beneath the sheets. His face pinches, tense. He's having a nightmare. You step closer, arms crossed, gaze locked on him. What could he possibly be having nightmares about? He killed you. He's been ignoring you. He's spent every second since your death pretending nothing is wrong, that his hands aren't soaked in guilt. So why does he look like this now? A part of you is hoping, praying it's about you, that the weight of your death is finally weighing on him. His brows pull together, breath sharp, murmuring something under his breath. The words are too soft, too jumbled to make out, but his hands twitch like he's reaching for something. His head shakes slightly against the pillow, his jaw tightening before he turns onto his side, his body curling inward like he's trying to make himself small. His breathing isn't steady anymore. It's quick, shallow, unsteady. Then, a choked, barely there sound, almost like a gasp. His hands grip the blanket, knuckles white. He mutters something again, but it's a little clearer this time. A single word. A name, maybe? Recurring nightmare. Whatever is eating at him has had its grip for a long time. This is the cost of self-control, a fever of the heart, the slow knife. No, not a name. Just a whisper of something raw, something afraid. No! Your stomach twists. It's not about you. Whatever he's seeing, whatever his mind is playing for him over and over again, it's not you. It's something else, something older, something deeper, and you have no idea what it is. He shifts again, breath catching, shoulders rising and falling too fast. You take another step forward, staring down at him. You should feel satisfied. He deserves this. He deserves worse. But you wonder what he's actually afraid of, and why it isn't you. Damn. For the first time in your relationship, you're the jealous one. Wait, he was the jealous type? Maybe I'm the freak. No, wait, he literally killed you. Never mind. His dorm room looks like a hospital room. The next morning, Ethan gets up without a word. No reaction to the night before, no sign that he remembers the way he thrashed in his sleep, muttering things he'll never say out loud. He just goes through the motions, like nothing has changed. He doesn't talk, he doesn't text, he doesn't call anyone, he just exists. Automaton. The robot moves, its program on autopilot, and Ethan is so small within himself that even the robot no longer registers his presence. Some of this stuff confuses me. You follow him as he moves to the bathroom, only giving him grace to shower and returning as he is busy brushing his teeth. He doesn't look at the mirror, not directly. His gaze stays low, locked on the sink, avoiding his own reflection. Iron lung. But, trapped within the steel titan, Ethan screams in terror like a man buried alive. He changes clothes, grabs his bag, heads to campus. You're right there, step for step, watching everything. Watching him sit through lectures, take notes with a blank face, nod along as professors drone on. Watching him go through an entire day pretending he's just another student, like nothing is hanging over him. Like he isn't walking around with blood on his hands. Days like these continue for a while, his routine almost identical to the one he had before he had murdered you, except Ethan isn't going to work. He's been skipping for the past few days. You notice at first when the time rolls around, when he should be heading to the morgue, when he should be settling in for another long shift under those awful flickering lights. But he doesn't. He doesn't even check his phone for messages. He would just idle around campus for a while before returning to his dorm and preparing for the next day. Sounds like a mad boring life, to be honest. Super boring. This day was the same. He just remained where he was, sitting on a bench outside one of the buildings, rubbing slow circles into his temples. The choice you make will influence later events. Oh. You take the opportunity to speak, sitting beside him on the bench. What to do? Let's try to get answers. Reason tempers your rage. Ignoring me won't make me go away. Ethan doesn't react. You could at least tell me why you did it. Still nothing. Just the same careful, stiff silence. I just want to know. Did I piss you off? Was it fun for you? Ethan's grip on his bag tightens, knuckles going white. His breath is steady, controlled, too controlled. Then, finally, a shift in his gaze. Your words were not enough to break, but enough to crack. Stop. It's just one word, but it's the first thing he's said to you since the morgue. His voice is rough, pulled tight, not angry, not defensive, just exhausted. That means you're getting to him. You tilt your head, watching him. It would be easy to gloat, to remind him that you don't need anything from him. He's the one who took everything from you. But instead, the question sits in the air between you, heavy, waiting for an answer. Oh gosh. Let me save. These two are the ones I want to know the most. This one doesn't seem like it'll have much of an effect at all. Didn't you love me? The words slip out before you can think, before you can stop them. And maybe you don't even mean them the way they sound, but they're out now, hanging between you both. Ethan's hands tighten where they rest over his face. For a moment, he doesn't react. He just sits there, completely still. He exhales slowly, tilting his head back against the bench, eyes closed for half a second before he laughs. It's sharp, like something breaking, like something slipping through the cracks. He drags in a breath to calm himself, stifling his chuckles. His head turns slightly, eyes flickering behind him. You turn your head slightly, following his gaze, expecting to see something, someone. But there's nothing there. It's just you and him. The basilisk turns in its sleep, a jolt, a phantasm. You feel faint for a mere moment for some reason. When it passes, your mind fixates on when you first met Ethan and the strange marks he had on his hands. Sorry? And yet, he looks so sure, like he knows he's not alone, like something else is there lurking just out of sight. Your stomach twists. But before you can say anything and demand what the hell he's looking at, Ethan shakes his head and mutters something under his breath, too soft to hear. Then he stands up, shoving his hands into his pockets and walks away. Like always, you follow him. The streets blur together. It's routine now. The same slow, silent walk, the same way he pretends you don't exist, the same way your presence coils around him like a second shadow. You take every chance to rattle him just because you can. He flinches and stiffens but never speaks. But tonight, something is off. Ethan isn't just reacting to you anymore. He keeps checking over his shoulder despite you walking beside him. His pace is quick, not quite rushed, but close. His fingers twitch at his side, his lips pressing into a thin line as he mutters something under his breath again. You can't catch all of it, just a few words, quiet and shaky, repeated like a mantra. Not yet. Not now. Not ever. Huh? Ethan reaches his dorm, stepping inside without hesitation, without pause. He barely even bothers turning on the light, like he's moving on autopilot. The second the door swings shut behind him, he exhales a slow, heavy breath, like he's been holding it in the entire walk home. He kicks off his shoes, not even bothering to line them up like he usually does. His jacket slides from his shoulders, crumpling into a heap on the chair. Then, without so much as a second glance, he climbs into bed. That's it. No brushing his teeth, no checking his phone, nothing. Just immediate escape, burying himself in the sheets as if sleep would fix anything. Escape from an iron coffin to the nightly thralls. You scoff under your breath. Coward. You step closer, watching the way his shoulders rise and fall with each breath, the tension still clinging to his body even as exhaustion takes over. The inferno, like hands that won't let go. Even now he doesn't look peaceful. His brow twitches, his fingers curl around the edge of the blanket, gripping it like it's the only thing anchoring him. Something about it feels wrong. Not in the way it should, not in the way you want it to. Then you notice it. At first, you think it's a trick of the light, the shadows stretched at the edge of the room, flickering slightly with the dim glow of the city outside. But as your eyes adjust and focus, you see it clearly. A figure standing at the foot of his bed. Ophelia, pressure on the chest, muted, lungs full of water. Not the shadow of a tall lamp or hung clothes, a being just like you, a being that is staring at Ethan with an expression you can't discern in the darkness, but it's there nonetheless. The figure at the end of Ethan's bed doesn't move. As your eyes adjust in the darkness, you can finally read his expression. Without yearning, it wants nothing, not anymore. Desire to a phantom trapped in limbo is a beating heart roaming a dead world. There's no anger in his stance or hatred in how he looks at Ethan, just resignation. An eternity in limbo, you'd eventually give in to that same surrender had you not found another spirit to speak with. You frown, taking a step closer. He's young, around your age, a college student, maybe. His clothes are nothing special, his posture slightly withdrawn. There's something unsettlingly familiar about him, but the thought passes as quickly as it comes. Maybe he's one of your friends. You don't focus on it. There are more important things to figure out. Who are you? The figure startles, jerking upright. His eyes go wide, his body tensing instantly as he looks straight at you. He wasn't expecting you to see him. Not at all. He's shocked. More than that, he's confused. His mouth opens slightly, but nothing comes out at first. He blinks once, twice, then finally manages to force out some words. You can see me? Restate your question. Who are you? You don't waste time, no jokes, no sarcasm. You want answers. You spent too much time following Ethan around, yelling into silence, demanding things from a man who refuses to speak. You're not going to wait around for this guy to do the same. The figure blinks, clearly still caught off guard, but something about the way you ask seems to unsettle him more, like the question is heavier than you meant it to be. His gaze flickers to Ethan for half a second before returning to you. He hesitates. I don't know. You take a step forward, eyes narrowing. All right, then what do you remember? He exhales, his posture relaxing a little. He doesn't answer right away, but after a pause, he takes a small step forward. His eyes meet yours, and for the first time, he really looks at you, not in shock, not in confusion, but in recognition. Recognition? I remember him. His gaze shifts back to Ethan, still tangled in his sheets. Breath slow and even one moment, panicked the next. Then his attention turns back to you. I remember you. Your chest tightens, a strange weight settling there, one you weren't expecting. You don't know why, but something about the way he says it makes your mind start to race. Huh? I'm certain of it. You. The way his voice carries your name is soft and melodic, a tenderness he hasn't had when talking about Ethan. I remember you. You blink for a second, a bit of a blush creeping up on your cheeks. I'm sorry, I don't remember you. The ghost offers you a half laugh. It's okay. You have to refocus. Why are you following him? You tilt your head toward the bed, toward Ethan, still tangled in his sheets. Ethan. His shoulders tense, his hands curl into his sleeves. His breath pauses for just a moment. His gaze drops for the briefest moment, like he's thinking, like he's struggling with something. Then he looks at Ethan again, really looks at him. It's not the way you do, not with anger or hate or the overwhelming need for answers. It's something else, something troubled. His eyes flicker back to you. The hesitation is still there, but there's something behind it now. Calculation, sadness, uncertainty. He killed me, as you could probably guess. His gaze flickers to you, then to Ethan. But I wasn't expecting this. The words that escape his mouth are genuine, and for some reason that makes you tense. He hesitates, his head tilting slightly, studying you with something too close to concern, like he's processing the fact that you're here, standing in front of him, when you shouldn't be. 2. You're here with him, in this quiet hell. Like it actually bothers him. Hey, why? You're dead too. You go rigid. You hate the way he says it, the way his voice softens like it hurts him to know. Ethan hasn't looked at you like that. Not once, but this guy. He does. And for some reason, that's worse. You swallow down the feelings, arms crossed as you force yourself to sound casual, shrugging like it's nothing. Yeah. Recently, actually. Murdered by this douche. The ghost guy just stares at you. Something unreadable behind his eyes, something tighter than before. Like that answer didn't just confirm something for him, like it broke something too. Your brows furrow. That surprise you? His lips press together briefly before he exhales, shaking his head slightly. No, I'm sorry. He lifts his gaze again, studying you, his expression shifting, his eyes flicker over your face, taking in your clenched fists, your squared shoulders, and your barely restrained anger. You're still angry. You scoff, shaking your head, something bitter curling at the edges of your voice. If you're still around, you must be too. He pauses. His face softens just slightly. Then he exhales, gaze flickering down for a moment before he shakes his head. I was. Not anymore. That answer makes something in your chest twist. How could he not be? How could he just let go after everything? You stare at him, something tight, uneasy, restless crawling up your spine. You don't know if you admire it or hate it. I will go with, you deserve to be. Reason tempers your rage. You deserve to be. You mean it. You don't care what's changed, what time has dulled. He should still be angry. He should still want answers, want justice. He doesn't argue with you. He just watches you for a long moment before giving you a small, quiet smile. Not dismissive, just understanding. Maybe, but I'd rather help you with what you need. No, I will help you too. If you're not angry for yourself, then I'll be angry for you. He giggles. You're very stubborn. You smile as you sigh. I won't deny it. You extend your hand, inviting him to shake it. Nice to meet you, Doe? Like John Doe? Like John Doe. But I don't like the idea of being called John. You better pray your real name isn't John. He shakes his head vehemently, clearly disliking the thought. What's wrong with the name John? Absolutely not. If I find out it is, I'm gonna possess some government guy and get it changed, okay? Your eyes widen. You can do that? I wish. Oh man, you really hoped you could have done that. Damn, you got my hopes up. Anyways, nice meeting you, Doe. Doe offers you a polite smile as you turn away from him to scan Ethan's room. Do I not get a name in this game? You walk up to the desks in the closet, searching for clues for anything, but there's nothing. No hidden notes, no secret letters, no scribbled confessions of guilt, nothing that says, I murdered you, or I stole a life that wasn't mine. It's just the same ordinary mess of a college student. It pisses you off. Most of the things this guy does pisses me off, to be honest. Doe stands near the door, arms crossed, watching as you tear through the room. He doesn't say anything, not yet. He just observes, his eyes tracking your every movement as you throw open yet another drawer, rifling through its contents with growing impatience. This doesn't make sense. You push aside a stack of neatly folded shirts, running your fingers along the bottom of the drawer, feeling for anything out of place, a loose board, a hidden compartment, anything. But there's nothing, just fabric and dust and wasted time. What are you expecting to find? His voice is steady and measured. Not doubtful, not dismissive, just curious. And something about that makes your irritation flare even hotter. Something, anything. He killed me. He covered it up. There has to be proof of it somewhere. You slam the drawer shut and move on to the next. You don't care that it makes a loud, sharp sound against the room's quiet. You don't care that your hands are shaking slightly as you reach for the next thing, yanking a textbook off the shelf, flipping through the pages like you'll find some horrible, guilty secret scrawled in the margins. But of course, there's nothing. Doe takes a step closer, tilting his head slightly as he watches you, his expression unreadable. Would he be that careless? You freeze, fingers tightening around the book. You don't like that question, because the answer is no, he wouldn't. Ethan has always been careful and controlled. He doesn't leave things to chance. He wouldn't leave evidence behind like some idiot in a bad movie. And that infuriates you, because it means he's going to get away with it. Your breath comes out in a slow, shaky exhale as you shove the book back onto the shelf. There has to be something. He can't just... You shake your head, your voice harsh with frustration. People like him always slip up. Always! Doe is quiet for a moment, studying you. Then he moves towards the desk, reaching down to pick up a few scattered papers, flipping through them with practiced ease. Some sort of bookworm. There's something clerical about the way he scans the pages, eyes darting through the words diagonally, his fingers separating the stack like bookmarks. Have you noticed anything off? Anything different? You scoff, rubbing a hand on your face before dropping it to your side. Besides the fact that he's a lying piece of shit? A small breath of amusement escapes Doe's nose. Doe's nose. But it's brief, gone in an instant, as he sets the papers down and turns his attention entirely to you. Besides that, you think about it. You remember how he has been avoiding work, avoiding the cemetery, how he has been looking over his shoulder and muttering under his breath when he thinks no one's listening. You know it's not just because of you. 3. A whisper in his ear, a shadow over his face, and a knife at his back. There must be something else. You cross your arms, exhaling sharply. He's scared. Doe raises a brow. Of you? You open your mouth, ready to say yes, ready to confirm that your haunting is ruining Ethan's life. But you stop, because the truth is, he's just not afraid of you. Oh, rude. If he were, he'd be reacting differently. You've been pushing, taunting, doing everything to make him snap, but he just shuts down, ignores you, pretends you don't exist. Whatever else is haunting him, that's what's making him crack. That's why he keeps looking over his shoulder. No, I wish, but he's scared of something else. Doe doesn't react at first, he just watches you, quiet and thoughtful, then slowly he nods. Maybe he's scared of me. You turn to rebut him. Scared of Doe? Yes, that innocent smile, those twinkling eyes, and that fluffy hair is truly the thing of nightmares for any self-respecting macho man. But when you meet his gaze, it makes sense. The basilisk opens its eyes, nails digging into his palms, watering eyes pleading for help, for mercy. A vision of Ethan's hands wrapped around Doe's throat pierces its way into your mind. Images flash, sounds blare. Some kind of sixth sense, like a basilisk thrashing in its wake, washes over your being and sobers your gaiety back into grief and horror. When the phantasm passes, all you remember is a felding memory of when you first met Ethan and the strange marks on his palm. All those times Ethan was looking over his shoulder, muttering things. Chances are that was because of Doe. Wait, yeah, because you were following him around too, right? Witness. Does that mean Doe's seen you yell at Ethan this whole time? Oops. So he's probably scared of you. You smile, putting the pieces together. Missing jigsaw. So what about Doe scares Ethan more than you? What about Doe's death scares him, sends him into night terrors that yours doesn't? That makes sense. Your short-term victorious mindset dissipates as you remember you still have no solid leads on anything. Damn. So we got one thing figured out, but no dice otherwise. Maybe we could visit the campus? Your eyes light up. Great idea. Good thinking, Doe. Doe's cheeks tint pink and he looks away. I mean, I just said the obvious thing. As you realize he's right, you laugh a bit. Maybe I'm just stupid then. No, I didn't mean to imply that. You shrug it off as he attempts to backtrack, patting him on the shoulder. Don't worry. I know, I'm just playing around. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.